Hello and welcome to our Help Us to Say Yes webinar centred around the criminal legal aid reforms and the Litigator Fee Scheme. The criminal legal aid reforms are the accelerated measures which were introduced from September 2020 onwards. I am Jen Johnson and I'm going to be one of your trainers today, and I'm a Service Development Manager for the Legal Aid Agency. I have got lots of experience in the litigator and advocate fee schemes, as well as being heavily involved in the criminal legal aid reforms regarding unused material. I've also got my colleague Nicola Bruchet with me today, so I'm just going to do a quick handover to Nick so she can introduce herself.
Hiya, I'm Nicola Bruchet. I am a case manager within the criminal cases unit. A large part of my role revolves around considering special preparation claims. It will also revolve around considering unused preparation claims now too. Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Nick. So this is going to be a series of different sections on the criminal legal aid reforms. It's going to be split into three different sections. So firstly, we're going to cover the unused material fixed fee. Then we're going to cover the unused material payments for 3 hours or more that you spend looking at unused material. And finally, we're going to cover the sending hearing payments. So first off, we're going to start with the unused material fixed fee. So the unused material fixed fee itself, it was introduced on the 17th of September 2020 and is applicable to most cases where the rep order is granted on or after this date. Unused material is defined as material that the prosecution do not rely on as part of their case against the defendant, but they provide to the defence as it may assist with the defence case or actually undermine the prosecution case. The fixed fee, it covers the first 3 hours that you spend looking at the unused material. So it doesn't matter if you spend a second looking at it or if you spend 2 hours 59 minutes looking at it. It's a fixed fee amount that you can claim for those 3 hours. There is another provision other than the rep order date to make sure that you can claim this fee, and that is whether the case is a case on indictment or not. So for a case on indictment, the case has to have an indictment to start with, so it's a case that's been sent to the Crown Court for trial, and it also has to reach the guilty plea stage. So I'm just going to pass you over to Nicola, who can give you a little bit more information on that.
Okay, so in order to claim unused preparation, the case has to progress past the guilty plea stage. So the case has to go past either the pre-trial and preparation hearing or the former plea and case management hearing. If the case is listed for trial and the trial doesn't go ahead for any reason, so it's a crack trial, then unused preparation is claimable. If the case progresses to trial or retrial, again, unused preparation is claimable. If the case ends either as a guilty plea or at the PTPH hearing, then you cannot claim unused preparation. Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, so as I said, it has to be a case on indictment. So just to clarify as well, it will not be claimable on cases where it's a fixed fee payment. So things such as the committal for sentence fixed fees, breaches against Crown Court orders, as well as appeals against conviction and or sentence. So it's only cases on indictment that do progress past that guilty plea stage. One of the questions.
Sorry, Jen, I'm just going to jump in. It's also not payable on cases where your client is elected for a trial in the Crown Court, and for whatever reason, the case hasn't gone to trial, so you are paid a fixed fee.
That's correct. Thanks, Nick. I was just going to clarify, if the case is an elected matter, but it does meet the criteria where you can claim a graduated fee. So under the Litigated Fee Scheme, it's quite a niche area. So if you do have a case where the client is elected for a Crown Court trial, the case is then cracked because the prosecution have offered no evidence on all counts on the indictment. That then makes the case fall out of the elected case criteria and it becomes a graduated fee. So in that scenario, you will be able to claim the unused material. However, if it ends as a guilty plea or cracks for any other reason and the client has first off elected for a Crown Court trial, then the fee is not payable. next up, we are going to just explain a little bit more about the fixed fee payments. So I'd like to refer you to slide 5 of the accompanying slide deck for this training. First off, as I mentioned before, the unused material fixed fee, it was introduced on the 17th of September 2020. However, the fees then did change on the 19th of February 2021. So for the payments that you can claim for the unused material fixed fee, on slide 5, you'll see that there are a number of fixed fees that you can claim, which are subject to the grade of fee earner and also the location of your firm. Now, for the fixed fee, you can actually claim any fixed fee for your area. So if you're in London, you can claim the highest rate, which will be for a grade A fee earner, which is £76.31. If you're outside of London, you could also claim a grade A fee earner rate, which is £72.54. All the fixed fees that are listed on that slide and also can also be found in the regulations, which are on slide 14. But they are exclusive of VAT, so you just apply VAT on top of those if your firm is VAT registered. Right, hopefully this screen will be familiar to some of you who are watching along today. This is the Crown Court Defence System, so this is CCD, and this is the space where you make all your litigator fee claims. So first off, if you do want to make a claim, you can only claim the unused material fixed fee as part of your litigator final fee claim. So if you're submitting an interim claim or a hardship claim, you won't be able to make a claim for the unused material fixed fee. You can only claim it on the final fee claim. The option won't come up otherwise. So just to clarify that from the beginning. Now, in order to make a claim, you click Start a Claim, which is here. And then we will choose our bill type, which is litigator final fee. And then we just click Continue here. I'll just have to put in some dummy case details. So you would select the correct supply number for your office and where the rep order has been granted to, and then you would choose a case type. Now, as mentioned before, it's the cases on indictment that progress past the guilty plea stage. So you're looking for your crack trial, your trial, retrial or crack before retrial. If you select any other option, later on the fixed fee option for unused material will not show up. So to make things nice and simple, we'll just select a trial for the moment. And we'll just select Aylesbury Crown Court because that's at the top, and I'll just quickly make up a case number. And to make things easier, we'll just select that it wasn't transferred from a court. And we'll put the date of conclusion as today's date, which is the 11th of August. Click Save and Continue. And then we'll just make up the defendant's details. So I'll just pop mine in there for now. Should pop Nicola's in really, but I'll pop mine in. And date of birth. And then representation order details. So as I mentioned before, the rep order date has to be granted on or after the 17th of September 2020. If we put in a date prior to that, the fixed fee option will not come up. So to make things nice and simple, we will pop in the rep order date of the 22nd of February 2021. That is the date that the fixed fee actually changed to one single amount of £64.68, so it makes things more simple when we're doing our claim later on. And just make up a MAT reference, which is 7 digits, and then we'll click Save and Continue. The offence category doesn't have any impact on the unused material fixed fee, so we'll just click any just so we can make it claimable. And the date of the first hearing we shall put as the 25th of May 2021, and we'll put that it was a one-day trial, and we'll put that it was 500 pages of evidence. So those of you who are used to CCD will notice that depending on the proxies that you put in, it will also add them up here, so we'll calculate the correct graduated fee amount. So we'll click Save and Continue. And then this is the important bit. This is the miscellaneous fees section. So as you can see here, it says this claim should be eligible for unused material fees up to 3 hours. So this is where you can make your unused material fixed fee claim. So to make things simple, we'll tick unused materials up to 3 hours. And because our rep order date that we entered was post the 19th of February 2021, the fixed fee is a single amount of £64.68. Now you do have to put this in as a single amount. It won't automatically calculate that just by clicking this unused materials box. You have to physically put the amount in the box. Some queries did come up when we did the live training session, and just to reiterate that this is a fixed fee amount for the time spent up to 3 hours. So it doesn't matter if you've spent a minute or if you've spent 2 hours 59 minutes reading this material. It's just one global amount of £64.68. So some delegates on the course thought that we might have to apply the fixed fee 3 times if you wanted 3 hours, but it's just a single amount of £64.68. So that is how we do it. If you were to claim over 3 hours, you would claim your fixed fee amount, but you'd also select this over 3 hours box as well, and then you just add in the manual amount that you wanted to claim in this box. Nicola is going to go through that in our next section with you, but it's just to highlight that this box is here. So then we just click Save and Continue. We won't put any disbursements on just to make it nice and simple, and click Save and Continue again. And again, we'll leave any travel expenses off and click Save and Continue again. If you do have any claim that you're making in excess of 3 hours, there is some supporting information that you will need to upload. Nicola is going to cover that in more detail, but it's in this section here that you would upload the information just by clicking Upload File, and you can save the file just in CCD. But we don't need to do that today, so we're just going to click Save and Continue. One thing to point out with all litigator and advocate fee claims is that if you are claiming for a case, it will say that if you don't attach the indictment, your case might be rejected. So for cases that have been sent to the Crown Court for trial, you will need to upload your indictment to the case. And again, you can do that by clicking this little box here and clicking Upload File. And again, there's the supporting evidence checklist as well, and then the indictment is one of those key criteria that you need to select. So we'll click Save and Continue and just click OK to get rid of that little box. And then as you can see, there is a summary of the claims that we are making. It does have under miscellaneous fees, your £64.68, which is your unused material fixed fee. Just need to click Save and Continue, and then just do the certification. And that will submit your claim. Just a couple of little things to point out. If for any reason you do experience a technical fault on the CCD system, you can report a fault by clicking this box here, and that will directly alert our digital team that there is a fault that needs looking into and needs resolving. Alternatively, if you have a query about a claim that has been submitted, or maybe you are missing some information in terms of the assessment that's been made. If you do have a query, if you click Query a Claim here, that will show you how to get in contact with us, as opposed to lodging an appeal, because appeals obviously should be if you're appealing the actual assessment, not querying the assessments that's been made. So if you do have a query, if you just click here, and that will show you how to get in touch with us, and we can resolve that quite quickly for you. I think I've covered everything in terms of the system. Nicola, have I missed anything, do you think?
No, not that I can think of. No, I think you've covered everything. Everything else I will be covering in the next section.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much for listening. I hope you found it useful, and we're going to take a quick break now until we move on to the next section, which is all centred around unused material in excess of 3 hours. Thank you.